What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's
It's your
up?
boy GQ, and I'm here with Jill Boulevard, and we are the most must-see YouTube podcast, TV show, whatever you want to call us, live from the bench.
The most electrifying show on the internet.
Yes,
That's
I
what
love
we
it.
is.
I love the way that sounds.
Yeah,
We are electrifying.
we are electrifying. We are mystifying. Whatever else rhymes with that. Yeah. Anywho, how goes your day?
My day as well. I'm excited because we got a really. This weekend is gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
We got
the
the
next
holiday.
10 days.
We got the draft in a few.
Mm-hmm.
So we got WrestleMania this weekend.
Yep.
The draft next week.
Mm-hmm. Going live for the draft, going live for both nights of Mania.
Yep.
I'm hoping FFA/RNS is doing something with the draft, or either that or they're going to join us. Not sure yet, but we're in discussions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anywho,
they got a key. It's an open door, so they're welcome to come in anytime.
that goes for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But
We do
be
have
that as it may,
mm-hmm.
we got some we want to talk about.
Yes. What is it?
NIL.
Oh, okay. I wasn't in the meeting, so that was you and the interns. Anyway.
That's because the interns don't know what the hell they doing. They don't know how to take notes properly. That's why I never know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I was outside smoking a reefer cigarette when y'all were talking about it.
So he called it a reefer cigarette.
That's what they used to call it, I think. I wasn't there. Anyway,
yeah. So we're going to talk about NIL, something that I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was against it from the rip, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. We've discussed NIL in the past, but I'm not sure how I felt about it.
We've discussed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I felt about it then.
Keeps on giving.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where my take was on it now, but I know my take right now is just like this shit's a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's hope on the horizon. Some people it would be hope, but it depends on where you stand on it. Some people, all four players just getting every drop they can. I mean, I would have too, but let's be reasonable here.
I thought. Go ahead.
There's limits, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, please.
No, I was just gonna say, like, because a few years ago, like before NIL came up, I remember there was a person on ESPN, and he had a very, very brilliant idea. He said, give the players a $1,000 to $2,000 stipend per month to play. Just give them a stipend because scholarship students can't get jobs, stuff like that. So I'm like, why not just give them a little money?
I mean, there is a per diem, but as far as I remember, that was about it. I don't even remember how much that was. That was 20 years ago.
It probably ain't much.
No, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, not if you want to go out and get the luxuries and shit. No.
Yeah. Give them a stipend because this stuff getting out of hand. Like, it was like a year ago, early this year, before the season started, the college season started last year. That player that went from one school to another collected a bag and then went back to the school he was originally with. That right there, the fact that can happen is insane.
That's nasty. But I mean, yeah, you want to jump in with Nico? The story
Yes.
of Nico.
So,
This dude.
former
Oh.
University of Tennessee quarterback
Mm-hmm.
Nico, I am a loser, or whatever his last name is, because I
I
can't
am a
pronounce it.
leaving. I am a Liava. I am not sure exactly if I'm saying it right when I say that. That's just what it looked like to me. I am a Liava. I am a leaver.
Well, I'm upset about this is because, for one, this guy was making, what was he making? $1 to $2 million.
2.4.
That is enough for a child. That's what he is to me. He's a child, and
Yeah, 18, 19.
he wanted more. He wanted 4 million,
Mm-hmm.
and he essentially did a holdup. He Le'Veon Belled it,
Yeah,
and
basically.
he was like, "I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to come to camp if I don't get my bread."
Mm-hmm.
And
Wasn't showing up for charity shits, nothing like just being a pain in the ass to deal with.
I think that's a problem. Like for a college student supposed to be focused on your education, like you completely like he's going to be the reason that NIL goes to shit. He's the reason why people are going to start looking into it
No, he's
differently.
just going to be another person they point the finger at to say people like this are going to. But I mean, then again, no, he got what he deserved in the long run.
Didn't he
So
get less?
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the numbers
See?
aren't really known. I've seen 1.75 million. Mostly what I've seen is under 2 mil, and he wanted 4, which to me is just obscene because there were exactly 5 collegiates making 4 million and more, and he really thought he was on the level of Carson Beck or Cooper
No.
Flagg or Arch Manning or Libby Dunn. Surprisingly, Jeremiah Smith out of Ohio State is making 4 mil. Like when I went through the numbers, what shocked me was AJ Ibanza is still in high
Mhm.
school making 3.8 million. Yeah. Well, imagine what he gonna get at. He gonna get it when he next year.
See if he even goes.
Mm.
Here's my thing about I am a
He
lava.
could just go straight into the pro. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about I am a leaving or whatever his name is, the issue
Full
with
name
him
is
is
Deuces. That's his name. Call him Audi 5000.
like the issue with him is that his stats, like I'm looking at his stats, and a lot of people are like stats don't tell the whole story. You're
Mhm.
right, it doesn't tell the whole story, but for a team to be like, I can really do without you, which is what Tennessee did. There's like they didn't even acknowledge that he left. They were just like, we're gonna start this guy.
On to the
That
next one. That's the
yeah,
nature of
it
the
was just
beast.
like you did all that to get less because I'll be honest with you, his stats weren't impressive at all. I didn't like. I'm looking at his stats game per game.
Yeah.
I was like, was there a game where he went over 75 completion percentage? Maybe once. Was there a game where he went more, got 300 yards passing? I don't know.
Hey,
Like I wasn't seeing anything that jumped off the page, so his stat sheet was very unimpressive.
he had 5 games over 63% completion. Right? Outside of what is it, Chattanooga, UTEP, and Vandy, he had 11 touchdowns and 1 pick against those teams. Okay. He had 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 9 other games. 33 passes versus Georgia for 176 yards. I know it's Georgia, but still, this is supposed to
Right.
be a 5-star big timer. They paying him like a big timer. He should be performing in the big time, but no.
Exactly.
33 attempts, 176 yards. Low ass completion
Exactly.
percentage. Yeah, they won games. They made it to the playoff, but they didn't get very far. So, not if
That's my
memory
point.
serves, I didn't put much stock into Tennessee this year.
But that's my point. Like, do something for me to be like, because that's like Daniel Jones being like, I need a big payout. Bro,
Hmm.
do something first, bro. Like, really do something. Like, you haven't gotten me anywhere. Like, oh,
Right.
you got me to the playoff. When? Like that's like paying Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I mean,
Huh.
no, go on. What do you mean?
It's just like you need like my quarterback should be doing something. My quarterback should be putting up numbers. And if my quarterback isn't looking exciting, I don't see how your team can be exciting. Like there's nothing about him that like I was looking at his numbers and I'm like, all right, his numbers ain't good. He's probably a running quarterback. So I immediately went to his rushing stats to see what his rushing stats said. And it didn't impress me at all. I didn't see anything that jumped off the wall, no, jumped off the page. And it's like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. Why is his numbers so bad? Why is he not putting up numbers? Because it was just bothering me. This guy is in the news. He's like one of the top, the top story, and he's not that good. And it just was like baffling my mind. It's like, why are you guys giving this man attention? This is why he didn't get the money, because wherever he went, I believe it was UCLA, wherever he went, they were like, dude, what? Like, do something. Like, I don't even know if you're gonna be the starter here. Like that, it's just like baffling to me. It's just like you don't put up numbers. Some freshman's gonna come in here this year, and he's gonna pull you off the board because he can put numbers up. And like that's what it's gonna be. It's like he doesn't have any numbers. Like there's no numbers. There's nothing for me to be impressed by, and he wants money. Like, dude, who the hell are you? Don't come in here to making demands when you can't even demand a 100-yard receiver, because I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. Who can I put the blame on? I want to put the blame on him. I know he eats a lot of sacks. He takes a lot of sacks. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, but he also throws a lot of incompletions. So I feel like maybe he's getting lucky, or he's like throwing the ball at the dirt. Maybe he's McNabbing it. I don't know. Maybe he's overthrowing his receivers. Maybe he's throwing a lot of hospital balls. I don't know. But the thing is, you can't say like, oh, he's not turning the ball over, but he's not completing them either. Like it's like, why are you? I couldn't, like, if we were sitting, we had a meeting. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be the big stories that we're gonna discuss. We got Nico, I am leaving. These are his numbers. No, why are you bringing him up? What has he done? Oh, he had 11 completions for 20. He was 11 for 28, 135 yards.
Jeez.
Don't ever bring his name up again. Don't ever bring a quarterback that's supposed to be performing at a very high level, demanding money, and you're telling me that he just threw 19 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on a season in college fucking football?
Right.
In college football. No, thank you. I know he's not I know he's the headline of the show, of the episode, but NIL is the hot headline. He's just the fucking face.
Right. Right. I mean, I just want to point out that his OC at UCLA has never called plays. It's his first time running offense. So, Chino Sunseri, I don't know if he's any good or not. I mean, he was hired for a reason. He's had success, but he has no play calling experience. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe Nico will be leaving again after this season. But I know that every time he leaves, his value is probably going to dip. If he keeps playing like he did last year, we're going to be like, remember Nico Iamaleava? Remember him? That's where he's going to be. That's where he's headed. So, it's on him.
Yeah, there's like a connected story. I'm trying to get more about it. It's probably going to come up again. There's like a cliff note for an episode.
Okay,
but
let me get this out while it's in my head. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just the people around him. Maybe he's just got people in his ear telling him all the things that he wants to hear, inflating his ego, getting the big Barry Bonds head. I can do no wrong. I'm the greatest. Maybe that's what happened. And he just got a smack in the face of reality that the people in his side they ain't being honest with him. They lead him down in the wrong direction. Maybe that's just something to look into, because a lot of this shit could be just the taggers on that you pick up as you're climbing They see you climbing, jump onto your calves and hold on, hoping you'll pull them up with you. Maybe it's those types of people's in his ears trying to get more money out of him so they can look better doing things because this dude got money and they're just there for the ride.
Right.
Maybe that's what it could be. Maybe they
Bro.
don't be in Tennessee and feel like they could be doing more in UCLA. I mean, it is Knoxville, Tennessee, compared to Los Angeles. That in itself depends on what your priorities are, but it doesn't seem like his are in the right place because it's not so much about winning as it is about you pay me now. And with that mentality, probably won't go far in sports, but it'll probably go far in life. Just saying. But he needs to get those people out of his range if he wants.
Well, here's the thing that like it's just going to be something that'll probably come up later, and it ties into what you just said about the people around him. Allegedly, his father, it was like his son was guaranteed like a $46,000. I'm not sure what the number is. I know it was either 46,000 or 87,000. He was trying to get. He went from guaranteed 46,000, was asking for 87,000, and ended up with nothing. So I want to look more into that. I want to get more details in it, but it was just like his dad was like part of the reason it affected something. I'm gonna look more into it because it's gonna come up again. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff about that's going on with this stuff.
What? Oh, right. Damn, we're only 17 minutes in. I thought that would take more. All right. Well, I guess we'll jump into the other side of NIL, which is the congressional hearings that have been going on since, I believe, 2021. They finally had a conclusion, sort of, kind of, where there's a settlement that has received preliminary approval from a judge. It's a $2.8 billion settlement that will pay its back damages to athletes who cannot profit off of the NIL between 2016 and September 15, 2024. Also would do away with scholarship limits, impose roster caps, and establish a revenue sharing system in which athletic departments pay players directly. The projected revenue sharing cap for this season, 25-26, would be $20.5 million. I'm pretty sure that would be spread out across all of the sports for the most part. It's a little low, but it's a start of basically a salary cap for the colleges. I mean, I'm not sure every school in D1 even could really front $20.5 million for its athletics department. Not every school makes big money off of their sports. I mean, I live in Vermont. I know this school doesn't, and they just won a championship in soccer, and I'm sure that didn't make much money. So no knock against them. But not every school is profitable, let alone $20.5 million profitable. So that could be a problem. That would probably create a little wedge in between the Power 5 schools and the lesser thans. That would be an issue. I mean, yeah, that's just me speaking on what happened, but yeah, there's a salary cap that's been discussed. It's been approved by like Congress was having a whole bunch of meetings on it. A judge approved it. One side approved it. Now the other side has to come back and sign it or go back and keep negotiating.
What I'll say to that is I agree that there should be a cap. There should be a roster cap, like a college, like football salary cap. As far as like, let's say, I wouldn't even go as far as to say in the millions. Like, I wouldn't even go there. I think all the players should get the same amount of fucking money based on their class. You know, like if you're a freshman, you should make $20,000. Sophomore, 40, junior, 50, senior, 60,000. Boom. That's their salary for the year. and then allow them to get whatever sponsorships, booster they can fucking get. But from a college aspect, you do what you do, hands the fuck off. What they do outside of football, whatever money they can collect, because that avoids colleges essentially paying for players, and it actually prevents that whole that wedge from Big Five to all the others. You know, whatever it was the number
Yeah.
you said.
Well, some schools are actually doing it as like signing bonuses. Like if you sign it within this time, we will throw an extra whatever amount your way on top of what we're already going to give you in NIL. But you have until this day, and that's a strategy a lot of colleges are taking now. Like basically backing you up against the wall, like sign now, or we're against signing somebody else.
I don't disagree with that either,
Yeah,
but I also think that there should be like rules for that as well.
yeah.
Like,
I don't agree with it though,
yeah,
personally.
I think there should be. I don't think they should pressure, and because they're young, these
Yeah,
guys are young men. Sign with me, sign with me, sign with me.
yeah.
That's like pressure that these young men don't need to have. I think
Right.
they should
That's
do it
a
like the
hard
NFL
decision.
does
It
it for
really
them.
is.
I think what they should do is like do it the same way the NFL does it. The team should not communicate directly to these players. So if you're sitting here telling the agent, sign now, sign now, sign now, the agent's gonna look you in the face and say, that ain't legal.
Right.
But you do that to a young man, 19, 18, 19-year old, they're not gonna know better. They're not gonna know better. So I feel like there should be rules that I feel like the whole NIL got way out of hand. It should be corrected. So I don't know how they're gonna do it,
Well, I
but
just told you that what's on the table right now as far as
yeah.
solutions.
Well, I
And yeah,
get that, but the whole because here's
5 years
where
in the
the issue
making.
is. Like, let's say this before it passes, you got a freshman coming in making like got like a 900 like a let's say you got a young guy coming in as a freshman. He's already got a $3 million deal that he got before he signed. And let's say this new thing comes in, do we have to wipe that off, or they have to eat that money before like that? Would his contract, would his deal be grandfathered in?
Right.
So that's a lot of stuff that they would have to do because I'm not going to pretend to know how to make this work, but I feel like there was a good idea allowing players to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. Like if somebody was like, "Oh, I'm going to have this college player appear in a commercial," he should be paid for that. And when with Madden, with the video games, players should be paid. I
Absolutely.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like it got out of hand though.
Well, I mean, what is it? $600 in a copy of the game?
Yeah,
That ain't bad. I mean,
it's not bad. I'll take it.
yeah. I mean, frankly, the players could get more if they. I mean, they're only getting paid $600 for their image essentially, so they could get more, but
I
that's
think
what they
that's where the
agreed to.
negotiation should have been.
Hmm.
Instead of making colleges or I mean, and again, like they got these outside boosters
Mm-hmm.
that come together and put the monies together. That's 100% fine. I'm not knocking that. If you're not affiliated with the school and like random people like because the issues that used to happen back in the day, like what caused Reggie Bush to lose his what you would call it was
Yeah, that was bullshit.
somebody walked up, handed him an envelope full of cash. That right there should be okay. Why are we punishing anybody because somebody like that right there shouldn't have anything to do with the school? Like that's like his uncle walking up to him and be like, "Here, $500,000."
People have been punished for getting somebody buying them a burger. Like the lengths that the NCAA would go to was ridiculous at one point. That's one of the many reasons everybody said fuck the NCAA for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they put all these stupid ass restrictions on kids, and you know you're a college kid. I mean you're already limited financially. Then on top of that, you're an NCAA kid, scholarship kid, so you're even more limited financially, and you don't have too many options as far as making money. At least you did prior to a few years ago. You couldn't even sell merch. Now I'm pretty
Right.
sure you can at least sell merchandise and shit. You can put your name on stuff and make money off of that. That should go a long way as far as people's incomes in college. Definitely would supplement a lesser amount for star players, would supplement their income probably a lot.
Right.
So as long as they stay on top of it tax wise and there's somebody around to keep track of that sort of thing at the school, yeah.
And something I saw recently, I'm not sure where it's going, but colleges are going with a more like a pro football model front office type thing, because I've seen colleges now hiring GMs, which I think it's interesting. The college football teams are hiring GMs. It's like they still have their athletic director, but the teams are hiring GMs.
Yeah, Davidson hired Steph Curry too. Max Crosby got signed is somewhere somebody's assistant athletic director or some bullshit. Yeah. No, I think that's all. That's more of a fundraising kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're the most popular alumnus from the school, so they can use them to make a few ends here and there when they need to raise money for NILs or what have you, whatever endowments, all that bullshit. That's what I think. That's what that is. Like, there's no other reason for Steph Curry to be a manager of anything at Davidson, especially considering he's still an active player. Same with Max Crosby. And it can't be any money.
I agree.
There's no other reasoning. It's like they can parade him out at shows. He can go shake hands, kiss babies, all that bullshit, and get money in the school's coffers.
I don't like that. That's like, I get why they want to do it, want to raise money. That's cool. But man, that's just dumb on a whole nother level, because it's just like you can literally find a good person to actually, like a person that can do that position well. But instead of doing that, you went out and found like some football player that can't 100% commit to your team, or some athlete that can't fully commit to your team, your organization.
Right.
It's just, but they're just there to shake hands, kiss babies, and and get people to sign checks. It's more about the dotted line nowadays instead of the bottom line. It's like, fuck the bottom line, just sign the dotted line. That's where everything is going now. And I feel like they have to figure this shit out and fix it, because if they don't fix it now, it's going to get way out of hand. So I'm hoping that this hearing,
let me add something to that. Like, we're talking about how the cap was, what was it, 22 million for this year or whatever, 20 million, 22 million. Okay. That's for the D1 level. And I said that it was, cause a big wage gap, so to speak.
Yeah.
Coppin State's entire endowment is less than that 20 million.
Wow.
That's they play D1 in some sports, especially basketball. Like, they can't keep up with that.
No.
I mean, they can't now, but that's what I mean. Like, the ones they're just going to fall further and further behind. There should be some incentive. Like, if some player starts at that school, he gets picked up to a bigger school, there should be some financial benefit for that smaller school.
I agree with
their endowment, so to speak. Their NIL.
I agree with that.
It's
kind of like compensatory compensation, like kind of like a
comp picks, exactly, or comp pick.
Yeah. Instead of them getting a draft pick, they get like, let's say Coppin has like a really good player that jumps to a higher ranked school in the portal. Right. That school that brings that player in
goes from Coppin to Terps, Maryland.
Yeah. Let's say he go to Coppin to Terps. The Terps You got to slide like a $2 million compensation or
Mhm.
$2 to $5 million. I mean, like let's say they have to pay this player $5 million to come join your team. That means you have to also slide the school that you got him from like a percentage.
A finder's fee, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Signing bonus. Yeah,
I
whatever you
like
want
that
to call it.
idea.
Yeah.
It's
There should
essentially
be, because
and
that's how
to
it's going
go
to be. The kids are going to be at the lower levels, and they're going to be. That's where you find them. The ones that fell through the cracks. A lot of players fall through the cracks at that level, at going into
absolutely,
college, and they end up
absolutely.
at the JUCOs. They end up at the small schools, like the small local schools.
I'll
You
even
know?
go with that further. They end up at the developmental professional area,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah, you work with the ones
yeah.
that fall
I deal
through.
with them all the
You-
time. I got players that I see all the time, talented as hell, and they're like, "Why didn't you get picked up?" He was like, "No scouts were coming to my school. My school didn't get any scouts. Like
Mm,
we literally had zero scouts come to my school." I'm like, "Did your coach have any? Did your coach send any film out?" Coach didn't have a budget. The school didn't have a budget to send out film.
mm.
And I'm just like, that is insane. So there has to be something. And I feel like that's what there needs to be more out there, because I can see it. It's a lot of high schools that have really good players, but
Yeah,
those schools just aren't going to get any level of exposure because there's no budget for it. I mean, I
right.
know when I went to Gratz, we ain't had a budget for that. The coach told me they didn't even have a budget for a website.
Damn.
I was designing. He was like, we don't even have the budget for a website. They had to go and get a free website, and I was just like, that's crazy because I would have only charged y'all $50 to make a website. He said we don't even have that.
Damn. You got to pay out of pocket.
So yeah, that's what essentially what it was. Coach had to pay out of pocket. So
Right.
it's a problem because there's got to be some type of, what do they call it, a windfall.
Mm-hmm.
Money has to, they got to find a way to either make it even or not even. I'm not saying
No.
everybody has to be on the same level. I'm saying there's got to be some level of equity. Like if Ohio State is here and they got the money here,
Right.
then how do you get how do you make those other teams at least not necessarily compete at the same level, but there's got to be some level of attractiveness. Like let's say Ohio State's cap, like Ohio State can afford to pay payers 5 million because they got like a $300 million
Mhm.
revenue, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But fucking Grambling State only has $2 million revenue.
Right.
That means NCAA pays Ohio State, gives Ohio State less because they have it, and you give Grambling State a little bit more so they can at least try to compete.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of teams that are going to be like, I'm going to Ohio. There are a lot of players that are going to go, I'm going to Ohio State just for the rip that is Ohio State. It's not a lot of players going to be like, I'm going to Grambling. Just because
Right.
Grambling has a little bit more to pay, they may be like, I'll go to Grambling, but it's just like more. Like I'm not saying that they have to be able to match Ohio State's revenue. Just give them a little bit more,
Yeah.
just a little bit more, so they can at least compete to get like one or two high level players.
Yes. And plus, to go with what you said, if you're invested, they're essentially investing. They're investing in an infrastructure. Now you're
Yes.
getting a developmental system, even at the college level, to where kids are coming in at the lower levels. They're getting benefits of a year of coaching. Maybe it's a lower level. It's a little cheaper, a little more makeshift, but the
Yeah.
experience is still about the same. You're still learning the game from someone who's played at that level or knows what
Hmm.
the hell they're talking about. Either way, and you get playing time because it's more available. You're not competing with 4 and 5 stars. You go there, you look good. Coaches from the area come through. They come check you out your games. They're like, hey, I want to give you this much, let's say 2.8. That 0.8 I'm going into the school. That school takes that 0.8, invested in the field, maybe invested in a new gym or something of that nature.
Yes.
Now that school's rising, now it's helping. That makes the next recruits that come into that school that want to play football, they have a better environment to develop in. So the talent pool just raises for everyone. And that can only be good for the game.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And I'm gonna go one step further. I'm gonna put the NCAA. So not only do if a player elevates from one school, goes to the next one, the school has slide them to something else. I'm gonna say this: NCAA, and this is how you really get NCAA to get NIL in order. This is how you do it. Let's say you got a guy, he goes to Kennesaw State, phenomenal athlete. USC is like, I want him. Give me him. I got the money. I can afford to do it. I'll pay him $3 million. Come to me. I'm going to slide.
There a Steiner kid at Kennesaw State?
I have no idea. But listen, this is going to go crazy because I'm going to tell you, this is what happens when let's watch, and you're going to know what I'm talking about. Say Kennesaw State's got a phenomenal athlete. USC wants that phenomenal athlete, or Georgia wants that phenomenal athlete. They're going to pay 3.5 to get him. That means they got to give, let's say, 25% of that 3.5. They got to match and pass over to the Kennesaw State, Georgia, paying Kennesaw State 25%. So 25% goes to Kennesaw State. Now they got, let's say, that's $500,000, $500,000. Now NCAA has to match whatever the team that wants the player. They got to match it. So if it's $500,000 going to Kennesaw State from Georgia, NCAA has to match it. $500,000 to Kennesaw State. Now Kennesaw State just made $1 million off a solid player that's elevated. Now, if the NCAA has to keep coming out of their pockets when players jump into the portal, they're gonna be like, all right, we gotta fucking nip this in the bud. We gotta figure out how to regulate this because we're not gonna have to keep coming out of our pocket. And then they're not gonna be like, oh, we're taking the whole match thing out of the system, because if you do that, now you going back on your word. So I feel like there's ways to really start nipping it in the bud. Mm-hmm. And I'm certain that colleges that are making money, like these big schools that are making money, are not going to be like, I'm not going to slide that school a little bit of money to take one of their athletes. They're not gonna bitch about that. It's not like they got to give a lot.
Of course they will. It's money. Nobody likes to give money away. But I mean, it's just the way the game would be played if it were played in a way that benefited everyone.
Yeah,
as it should. I mean, just because you're you're some minor school that doesn't even get their games on TV, their conference don't have a TV deal. I mean, those players are still busting their ass.
Because, and here's another point I want to bring up. Now, I 100% support Deion Sanders' decision to jump from Jackson State to Colorado. It was good for his career. It was good for those young men's career.
Yeah.
I support that. However, in a way, he fucked Jackson State.
Right.
Because you went from that star power of having fucking Deion Sanders as your head coach to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I feel like when shit like that happens, fucking Colorado should have fucking dropped some money in fucking Jackson State's fucking.
They really should have. Yeah.
They should have dropped some fucking money.
Yeah, so they put a hurting on the future income of their school especially since all of that talent left with Deion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's future revenue lost. That should have been compensated. Yes, you're right. I mean, if the game is money, then let's start off by doing it ethically so it doesn't become a problem. 10 years down the road, everybody's getting screwed over. Colleges are closed. D1 schools with strong football programs today are having to close 10 years down the road because NIL has just destroyed it.
Yeah.
So we just not let it get to that point. Let's be smart. Let's be ethical. Let's be as equitable as possible, basically.
Because what's going to end up happening is just like you're going to one day down the road, 20, 30 years down the road, you're going to have 5 really good schools, and a bunch of fucking dog shit schools that don't get nobody.
Right.
That's what's going to happen.
Glad to get to that. I mean, there's already a good like that. There's already but it's like 12 teams.
Yeah. And there's a lot of schools that are really contemplating folding their football programs. There's a lot of teams that have been considering closing their football programs because of shit like this. They can't survive.
Right. Temple. I've heard Temple's talking about shutting it down.
Yeah, and that's gonna break a lot of people's heart. That's gonna hurt in Philadelphia. That's a football city.
Yeah. And they're the biggest. I mean, Villanova's not in the city, so Temple's the biggest football program in the city. As far as I recall, they're the only really D1 school in the city. So, I mean, LaSalle is Drexel basketball, Penn basketball, I guess. Though Ivy League doesn't have a conference tournament or no bullshit, but that's there.
I think, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong here, but I feel like Philadelphia is the only. I could be wrong, 100%. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But I feel like Philadelphia might be the only city with 2 college teams.
Well, they got what in football?
Yeah.
Do they have 2? Are you counting Villanova?
No, Penn.
Oh yeah, Penn, but they're not D. What?
They're not D1, but
are they?
I don't know. They're not D1. I know they're not D1.
No, by that standard, does Drexel not have one?
They used to.
I'm sure LaSalle is, and it's probably not in their money. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I see your point, though. But yeah, I mean, schools like that will be gone. Their programs will be gone.
Yeah, and if Temple's football program goes,
you have to control the environment before it blows up, explodes. We just not let it get to that point where the market collapses on itself.
Yeah, and then everything looks like a high school game when you watch it on TV.
So with all these, speaking of that, with the revenue streams coming on from TV, all the conferences, all the teams making an extra 20 mil off of that alone. This shouldn't be an issue. Spread the wealth. Let everybody eat. It's only
there are teams that have dedicated channels that's dedicated to their whatchamacallit. I've seen it.
Right.
When I went to when we went to California for Kimmy's birthday, there was a whole channel dedicated to this was California. Can't remember what team it was.
UCLA,
but there was a whole channel. Cal.
USC, yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole channel dedicated to them. And I was just like, this is disgusting.
I wouldn't be surprised if a school like Texas has that. Michigan probably has it. Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame has NBC, so all to themselves. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So you got anything else for Nico and the NILs?
Nah, nothing at the moment. I think I'm good.
Everybody who got through this with us, we appreciate you. Put your thoughts in the comments if you haven't already. We're probably not done with this topic just for now. We'll be back on it later. This shit is the gift that keeps on giving. All right. What else we got? Do 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 do. That's our sound. All right. Rank these Eagles quarterbacks. Nick Foles, McNabb, Vic, Wentz, Hurts.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Number one, I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. He's gonna be my number one. Reason why he's gotten the 2 Super Bowls, 1 win.
You should go. We should start from 5.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go from 5.
I should have said that. I should have
I'll
said
start from 5. Just pretend that we didn't have that in the video.
I heard nothing.
Number 5 is Carson Wentz. Could have been good, was a bitch. Gave up on the team. 100%. Gave up on the team. He a bitch.
You're a bitch.
He's 5.
Agreed. I think we all can agree Carson Wentz is a bitch.
Number 4, it hurts my heart. Michael Vick. The reason why I say Michael Vick is number 4 is because as talented as he was in Philadelphia, he didn't win as much in Philadelphia, and he was too injury prone to make a difference. So,
okay.
Nick Foles is number 3. The reason why Nick Foles is my number 3 is because, yes, he won us the Super Bowl. He gave us our first Super Bowl. But outside of that, he's just, a guy who won us the Super Bowl. He's essentially what Trent Dilfer was for the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe a little bit more, but
I'd have to say more because that team, that offense was, oh my God. What was it? 3 games in a row. They didn't even score a touchdown and they won all 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So Carson,
I'm not saying they didn't score a touchdown. They didn't score an offensive touchdown. Sorry, let's be clear.
So yeah, Nick Foles is number 3. Donovan McNabb is number 2 on my list because he's a legend. He's a Philadelphia legend. Hospital balls, dirt balls, still probably the most electrifying. No, he's not the most electrifying. Because Michael Vick might have been the most electrifying quarterback in Eagles history. But
nobody
Donovan
threw
McNabb,
dirt ball.
just from a longevity standpoint. McNabb was probably the best quarterback the Eagles have ever had because we don't have Randall Cunningham on the list. That's why.
Yeah, because I only went from really this century for the most part.
Yeah. So I'll put McNabb at 2.
Not going to be any
at number 1 is Mr. Jalen Hurts because he's got the Eagles to 2 Super Bowls and 1. He is somebody who can probably lead them to another one. I would not be surprised. And also, speaking of Jalen Hurts, congratulations to Jalen Hurts. He just had his first child. He had a daughter.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of people didn't know that because he don't be putting his business out there. Sorry, I just put his business out there. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is the one in the number 1 team in the NFL.
Yes. He is the one because he is the one. All right. Now, came across an article the other day about Caleb Williams and his Hello Kitty phone case. But apparently he doesn't want to be friends with other quarterbacks. Now, I'm trying to remember if he was the guy, but CJ Stroud tried to talk to him. Was it Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of snooty about it.
Yeah. He was crying about it.
Yeah. Okay. Just because, I got a quote here from Boy. I think the NFL game has become very friendly, and I don't necessarily want to be friends because I want to keep that competitive advantage. That's what Caleb Williams said. He don't want to be friends with your QB.
I get it, but that's a surefire way to fuck up opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you got a network. Yeah. You're a professional now. The goal is to make as much money as you can before your brain turns to soup.
Mm-hmm. So, the reason why Aaron Rodgers fucked himself is because he alienates everybody. Nobody wants to fuck with him.
Every time he open his mouth, somebody want to punch him in it. So
yeah, and that's Caleb Williams. He about to do that to himself. You're gonna close to the end of your career. Ain't nobody gonna want to be around you. You don't fuck with me.
You're gonna have to play the game on and off the field, dude. But I get what you're saying, but there's a limit to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be friends with nobody. You ain't out
Because
there to make friends, but you are out there to conduct business. And, if it benefits your pocket to go be in another motherfucker's commercial, go be in that damn commercial.
right.
If
So
somebody want to talk to you after the game, talk to the motherfucker. Don't just be a dick about it. Ain't no point.
exactly.
It's a game. Okay. You're not going to really have some competitive advantage. Like, how is that going to affect the other quarterback that you don't speak to him? Is he going to wow, this guy doesn't want to be my friend? Is he really going to give a shit? Do you think you're that special, Caleb, that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings by not speaking to them? What kind of mean girl bullshit is that? Like, realistically, as everybody can see, I've come to my opinion on that matter over the course of this conversation. I didn't really have one before that. I thought I was like, yeah, be competitive. But then I was like, what the fuck? You're a quarterback. You're talking about you having relationships with other quarterbacks. You not speaking to them is not going to bother them. They got way more important shit to worry about, specifically the defense. They're not worried about your damn feelings. Okay? So go eat corn a long way.
I think we got an AI video of that.
Oh, we do.
The thing about that is like when people come out and they say shit like this, because remember Ryan Tannehill said, I'm not going to be Malik Willis's mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Ryan Tannehill at right now? I'm pretty sure he's still in free agency or he's at the bottom of somebody's roster.
I'm sure he's in free agency.
When you say shit like that, that fucks yourself up. That fucks you up. Now you don't have the ability. Like, people are going to look at you as a team player because if you're not friends with other quarterbacks, then you're probably not, like, let's say
sociable, friendly-ish. You ain't got to be friends.
Well, here's my thing, right?
You got to be professional, man. It's business.
Let's say Kenny Pickett wins
a
game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes up to Caleb Williams and try to shake his hand. I don't want to be your friend, right?
Right.
Year down the road, Kenny Pickett gets signed with the Bears to back up Caleb.
Right.
I'm not going to help you because remember, after that game, you didn't want to shake my hand. You didn't want to be my friend. You got to know how to network because at some point you may not realize that you may be teammates with somebody.
Right. You don't know where you're going to be. Your career is going to be 6 years from now. Like, you might be fighting for a bench spot 6 years from now.
Exactly.
And that person that you ignored after y'all had a competitive ass matchup and he just wanted to congratulate you for playing strong, and you're like, making that face Usher made in the My Way video, you acting like that, then nah, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. That's just a way to get yourself ostracized. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically, isn't it the golden rule? Just don't be a dick. Be excellent to each other. Don't mean you got to be friendly with the next man, but be a decent human being to the next man.
Right.
You don't need for no other bullshit in the world. There's enough shit going on. Grow up.
Because let's say Joe Flacco comes up to Caleb Williams and he's like, hey, Caleb, good game. I don't want to be your friend, Joe Flacco. And then
don't be my friend, but shit, shake my hand as a grown-ass man.
Yeah, and then down the road, Chicago Bears looking for a QB coach. The Chicago Bears hire Joe Flacco to be the new head quarterbacks coach of Chicago Bears. Now your quarterback coach don't fuck with you because you was an asshole to him. And like, I know that sound like that's the petty side of me. That's the type of person I would be. Because if you disrespected me then, now I'm gonna feel as though I can't rock with you. I can't rock with you on this level either. Because you saw me as somebody that you couldn't rock with then. Why am I fuck with you now?
GQ holds grudges for life.
I hold grudges for life. Absolutely. Like, I'm a poison Boulevard's food. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do
that. Yeah, well, I already got fears of being poisoned. That isn't I already know that's gonna happen one day.
I have a weird fear.
I'm gonna die.
I have a weird fear. Like, I'm afraid. Like, I'm not necessarily afraid, but it's like one of those things that just creeps me out. Mm-hmm. I want anybody watching this video, if you're here, grab a pillow and scratch it.
That is one of the weirdest sentences I ever heard in my life.
Scratching a pillow is just such a weird film. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking weird. Excuse me. Not as weird as Pat Shermer's comparison of Shedeur Sanders to Daniel Jones.
I don't know. I'm trying. I want to give him benefit of doubt, but I don't understand how you can make that comparison because Daniel Jones is dog shit and shouldn't have been a first round pick, but Shedeur.
Daniel Jones had his best season with Pat Shermer as his OC.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm. He's seen the best side of him. So it's like he says, I think they're very similar prospects from a player and a person. I think they're both wonderful human beings. They're both highly accomplished, talented college players that have a chance to make an impact in the NFL. That's what he said.
Oh, so he was saying that Daniel Jones is arrogant and brash. I get it.
I don't think Shermer's one of those type of coaches. Ooh, he's got an attitude. He's confident. I don't like that in my quarterback. Fuck out of here. And you go ahead and be drafted in the top 5 next year too, buddy. But yeah, people made us think about it, but it's like, yeah, maybe there is a comparison there. Like he's seen the best of Daniel Jones and he's seen Shedeur Sanders at his best and his worst on the field and off of it, probably. So to know he's probably got a better handle than your average scout does on who Shedeur is as a person. And he coached rookie Daniel Jones, I think it was rookie year, and he had success with him, and he probably found him quite coachable. So it's probably a fair comparison. But when you look at the name value of Daniel Jones compared to Shedeur Sanders, it is a definite WTF.
Yeah.
Like it really is just like, what the fuck are you thinking? But then you read the quote, it's like, oh, so you think they're both quarterbacks? So basically, it's quarterbacks that could go pro.
Because I understand the sentiment, but that's like comparing Devontae Smith to fucking Todd Pinkston.
Think more Jalen Reagor. At least we got something out of Todd Pinkston.
I don't know if we did. I honestly don't know who he did because he was alligator arming everything. And then him alligator arming it and McNabb throwing fucking dirt balls and hospital balls. I don't know who to blame.
That's Eagles football, baby.
That's what I love about Jalen Hurts because he doesn't put his receivers in the situation.
Todd Pinkston peaked at 60 catches for 798 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2002. That was his peak season. So, Mick, was that what you will? Yeah.
Damn. He was dog shit.
And extremely skinny. So he was a skinny piece of dog shit.
Pinkston. That's a callback.
Yeah. It's an ugly callback. Speaking of ugly, Travis Hunter could play both sides of the ball full time next season. And I did the math on this. That could be up to 120 to 160 downs per game full time. Okay? In a 17-game season, that's as much as 2,040 plays. How would you, let's say on a percentage ratio kind of thing, how would you play Travis Hunter as far as both sides of the ball? Or would you?
I wouldn't. I absolutely would not.
So by that standard, would you draft him?
I would draft him.
High? At 3 or 2 or whatever?
It depends on that position. Like if I'm drafting him as a DB, yeah. As a wide receiver, maybe not, unless I'm the Patriots. Unless I need a receiver.
I mean, I feel like there's probably better overall receivers. The appeal of him is that he plays both sides.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd probably be closer to top 15 as a corner. He'd probably
And the reason
slide
why,
and probably might not even be a first round wide receiver necessarily. So
yeah,
says
and the reason why I disagree with the whole playing him both sides, because that's basically a slap in the face to anybody else in your team. You drafted this guy to play cornerback, and you're basically telling all the receivers in your team you're not good enough to start, or you're not good enough to get more reps than this guy.
right.
That's a slap in the face. Absolutely not. I
Wouldn't
wouldn't
be a
do it.
stretch to feel that way, yeah. Like this guy comes in and they're like he's just the big shit. He's king shit at Third Mountain. Like he's gonna do everything. He's your gadget god. He's the ultimate weapon. But
Fucking Mike Fury, whatever his name
yeah,
was.
like I'm one of them people who'd have been playing within reason because you're investing money in this guy. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yep.
investing in at least 5 years, starting out 5 years. Unless he just falls flat on his face, you're going to at least invest 5 years in this guy. So you don't want him year 5, the option year, having already played damn near 10,000 plays of competitive football already.
Right.
Because that man would be worn down physically, injury prone, all of that good shit. You can't do that. Like, I mean, for one, you're just going to get older. You're just going to get more run down. Like, it's not sustainable year after year. So that's no one's considering that. That everybody's like, yeah, he could do it all. He can play both sides. Is he going to be able to play both sides on a second contract? Has anyone even considered that?
No.
Right. But you're going to invest top money in a team, and by the time he gets to his end of a contract, he could have already played 8,000 downs, which, I mean, I know it probably doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about potentially up to 160 plays per game, that's a lot of wear and tear in a season.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's feasible. And I feel like it could potentially turn out to be a bust unless he really becomes dominant on one side of the ball. So, yeah, it could be well and good. It could be all cute on the surface, but I would not draft this guy really expecting him to play 100% on both sides of the ball. Like, his best side, in my opinion, is on the defensive. So I would put him there primarily, and I guess I would have gadget plays for him, but not starting out even. Like, because that boy's got to get into an NFL routine. That boy's got to get into the weight room. He's got to get a program developed. He's got to get a routine before you got him going from across the building to both sides of the ball for meetings and game planning, and on both sides of the practice field for practice where they're going through the game plan and all that shit. You can't physically do that. Like, you can't do it game after week, game after game, year after year. It's not sustainable. But no one's thinking that far ahead. Everybody's in the moment because they're just choking off of the potential of what he could be if they actually let him play 120 to 160 downs a game. No one's considering the actual wear and tear long term, which could turn his pick into a bust. Let's say he gets injured rookie year, pops a hammy, God forbid. Next year comes back already, let's say he's already lost a step there because it takes a year to get back to normal anyway. So you can't just have him coming out the gate, breaking him down. You just can't do that straight out the gate. You can't have him running 100% of the ball on both sides. Let that boy get the hang of corner before you really start throwing him out there on gadget plays. Well, put him out there even close to full time. Let that boy get a hang of pro-level football, pro-level defensive back football before you go throwing him on the other side.
Xavier Woods had the most snaps in the season with 1,200. Travis Hunter playing both sides would be insane.
Right. It is insane.
That'd be 2,000 snaps a season.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna die.
Yes, that's the thing. It's not sustainable by any stretch to think that even year 3, he's going to be doing that. Like, let's
He's gonna be
say
wearing knee
by
braces.
year 3, he's decided he's only playing one side of the ball in his corner, and he's just okay at it. Is he a bust? Does that make him a bust? Or did everybody
Essentially.
just put unrealistic expectations on him? That's what I think people are doing. They're putting unreal expectations on Bull.
And he has to, and I think that's something you're gonna have to follow on his agent and be like, listen, dude, his family as well. Like, listen, dude, pick a position.
Yeah.
Maybe you get 1 or 2 plays a game where you catch, or like maybe you get a certain package where they're like, let's get Travis in there. Play a side though. Pick a side.
Right. Because you're going to have to commit to this is professional football.
Yeah.
If you're only putting in half effort in your training and your meeting and your game planning and your practice on one side of the ball, the guy on the other side of the ball that you're going to have to line up against has been putting 100% effort into that. So you're already behind. So you can't put this man in this position. Because even if he is able to make it to both sides of the ball full time and actually get into meetings and understand whatever the hell they're schematically doing, you still can't go full go 100 plays a game.
Right.
Period. You can't expect that. Like you're still gonna have to do something as far as depth because you're putting too much strain on him. So you're still going to need somebody to fill in, and they're going to have to be at a top level than damn self because potentially he's going to get hurt.
Absolutely. And another thing, because like I remember, like
it's quite possible his lips get stuck in his helmet. So,
because I remember Devin Hester, he came in the NFL, he was a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't remember that. He was a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
They made him switch his position. He started out just getting like a package or a play or two, a streak. And then they decided, we're not putting you back out at corner. You're going to play receiver full time. And that's what they had to do. You have to make that adjustment because they felt this ain't a good idea to have him on both sides. Gotta kill it. Which is fine. You can do that. They did it with Troy Branch, let him play. He had some interceptions. The receiver, was it Troy Brown? Troy Brown. He had He had interceptions. They did it with fucking Gronk. They did it with Antonio Gonzalez. You give him a nice little let him
sure
get.
Deion started a game at receiver once. Pretty sure.
Who that?
Deion, I think.
Yeah, he got routes.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, go on.
Don't screw yourself.
Right. Don't put more on a player than the player can handle. Don't break the player down, especially in our first damn contract. Because you're putting a lot of investment in this player. You don't want him breaking down early. You want to get that second contract with him. That's the goal. You're not investing the potentially top 3 pick just to get 4 years out of him. You're not doing that. That's stupid. So don't if he wants to play both sides, let him play some, but you cannot under any circumstance give this man that many plays, that much strain, so that young. You can't do it.
Absolutely.
He will not have a fulfilling career at all. It will be like, what happened to Travis? Was he breakdancing on his lips?
All right, we got to move on to the next. We got another topic because it's fucked up.
No.
That's all we have?
Everything, yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got through it. I need y'all to tell us in the comments. Let us know your take on NIL.
Oh, wait, did we go after Aaron Rodgers yet?
Let's go after Aaron Rodgers. Let's give him a quick little boots to asses to that dickhead.
Yeah, why not? And this is where the graphic comes in. Aaron Rodgers is a piece of human excrement. But yeah, he's dealing with personal matters in his inner circle
I read
And
that.
that's why he hasn't signed a contract yet.
Dumbest shit ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Filthy.
That's his explanation for that. Also, he says that the Jets did him wrong by making him fly in, quote, on his own dime and not having the decency to sit there and talk with him all day, just to tell him to come in and telling him that he got fired. And they just wanted to know how to get the message out. And somehow this was an inconvenience to Aaron Rodgers because they could have done it over the phone. But had they done it over the phone, I just wanted to point out, he would have complained about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a whiny bitch. And this is more whininess from Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a low life piece of donkey nuts, and I don't give
Just a
two
piece of a
shits.
donkey nut?
Yeah, he's a piece of it. He doesn't even get the luxury of being the whole donkey nut. I
Mm.
can't stand Aaron Rodgers, and everything he does, everything he says, sounds like utter nonsense to me. And I hope that like his whole world is like, I don't know. I just wish bad things, not necessarily horribly bad things, but just bad things. I just,
Like he stubs his toe,
yeah,
or he
like
slips and falls
like
on the butt and slides down the steps and out the door and down further steps and into the icy roads and out into the middle of the street where he's almost hit by a car.
Probably not that much, but I wish that what I wish for Aaron Rodgers is like every time he puts on a helmet, the earpiece falls out. Every time. Every time he puts a helmet on, the earpiece falls out. If you put on a helmet, you know how inconvenient that is because they're hard as hell to put back in. And if you've seen these newer helmets, their ear pad isn't just connected to the ear. It like connects to another part. Some of them are just one singular pad that you have put out. So that's what I wish on Aaron Rodgers. As soon as his pads fall out when he goes to put his helmet.
You know what I wish happens to Aaron Rodgers' helmet? He gets a tick in it.
How inconvenient.
Right?
Like I don't wish bad things. It's just utterly inconvenience. Like very inconvenience. Like because we don't believe in bad things happening to people. Just inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean he's not a danger. He's just irritant. It's just the best. His mouth just irritates people and rubs them the wrong way. Coaches, GMs, other quarterbacks, wide receivers, fans, podcasts, talkers, whatever. Everybody's annoyed with Aaron Rodgers. He needs to
even the football's annoyed with Aaron Rodgers. They just can't wait to get out of his hands.
Right. They just be deflating on him. Like Tom Brady was in the room. They just be like, ugh, I can't even. That's what the football said. I can't even with this guy.
You know what? I can't even.
What?
I can't continue further with this episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I just want to say to you, to Aaron Rodgers, who claimed that he can go become someone's backup and mentor.
Oh yeah, he did say that. We didn't even talk about it. Well, whatever. We know that was just him talking out of his ass. It's like everything. It's the ayahuasca talking.
Yeah, and you can say this to Jameis Winston as well because he's gonna go compete with Russell Wilson. One of these guys will be saying, "We can't all be starters." Boulevard let these folks know what they can do.
Oh yeah, I was watching Bill and Ted earlier, the original one. Every time I watch it, I'm reminded of this quote that I like to live by: "Be excellent to each other."
Oh,
yeah, that kind of sticks with me. So this episode, I'm not going to say what I usually say.
Okay.
I'm going to say, with all of this bullshit in the world, the least we can do to each other is be nice and, just decent to each other. So be excellent to each other and hit the bench.